Hi, I'm Maddie and welcome back to the Anti-Alienation project. On my project, I talk about all things related to parental alienation. I was alienated from my dad for 20 years before I figured it out last year. And now I'm speaking out about this form of abuse and domestic violence because since I learned the truth, I've been able to experience true healing for the first time. And you really can't heal until you know what you're supposed to heal from. I need to give a disclaimer for today's video, which is I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist, I don't have my PhD. I am simply someone who's lived through it from the child's perspective. Please keep that in mind for today's video as I'm going to be offering some things that might help some parents. Before I get into those things, which is a list of things, I want to say that my dad played the long game. That's what he was told to do, and that's what he did, and it worked out for us, and I'm so happy it did. Now, my dad did not do everything right. Nobody does. And in this situation specifically, you can't do anything right. You're blamed for everything, your words are twisted, every flaw is exploited and exaggerated, and you can't win if you do, you can't win if you don't. So it really is hard to be a targeted parent. But now that I do know the truth, I can definitely pinpoint some things that my dad did right. Looking back now, I wonder, how was I able to justify that? There's so much cognitive dissonance now. Realizing when I think back to the things that he did that would make any other type of child feel loved and appreciated. How was I able to reconcile that in my brain? Most of the time I told myself that dad is just trying to manipulate me. He would stick around 20 years, never give up, just trying to manipulate you, really? But as a kid, obviously, when you're so entrenched in the lies, I never considered that it might just be genuine love and affection. I want to give you a little bit of insight into my life and the things that my dad did right. The first thing my dad did that I appreciate now is he wrote me some letters. Especially when I wasn't living at home for periods of time, he would write me letters. They're very special to me. You can actually watch a different video that I posted on the letter I kept since my parents got divorced. The night my dad moved out, he left me a letter, and I've kept it in my bedside drawer and now my wallet for over 20 years. It's falling apart. And you can watch that video. So I have kept all of his letters. And along the way, I wasn't sure why I was keeping those letters. I guess I told myself it was like the last connection I had to him in some way. But regardless, I kept the letters. So write those letters, send those letters. Later on, you can ask your child if they got the letters. If they didn't get the letter, maybe you'll show to them that their alienating parent took the letter, didn't give them the letter. It might show them some of the manipulation. At the very least, letters. Number 2, cell phone. I must have been like 9 or 10 years old when my dad bought me this little silver flip phone, and it was for the sole purpose of being able to contact him. I think he knew that there was contact interference, and he gave me this little cell phone. I don't think I ever used it. But now, looking back, dang, that means a lot to me that he went to buy a cell phone for me so I could have direct access to contacting him. And these little things he did, they may not have impacted me so much then, but now that I know the truth, it's very vital to have these signs that my dad was trying to get through to me the whole time. It's just more evidence. I'm a little detective looking for evidence that my dad loves me and cares. Evidence to prove all the beliefs I've had wrong. Things like letters and that little cell phone, it proves to me that he was there, that he wanted to stay in my life, that he loves me. 3, my dad has always invited me to all of the family vacations, even when I was refusing to talk to him. Simply being invited and included in the family has meant a lot to me, even deep down when I refuse to admit it to myself. 4, holidays. My dad has invited me to every holiday get-together with the family. Again, sometimes I would go. Other times I would not go. It doesn't matter. Being included, being invited, essential. 5, meaningful gifts. My dad has given me meaningful gifts. He has not tried to buy my love. He has, though, given me gifts that have meaning attached to them, which now looking back is really special and shows that he was really thoughtful and that, again, he was trying to get through to me. 6. Throughout the whole process, my dad would very often remind me of good times we had together. Sometimes I think I would roll my eyes when he would bring up these old memories, sayings or objects or events, our special little moments we had together before the alienation, because we were really close before the alienation. I remember he would tell me these things and I would internally scoff or internally roll my eyes, and it would even be annoying sometimes. But now I'm so glad that he did that, because I think by doing that, he was able to get my brain to preserve those memories, because by reminding me of them enough, I wasn't really able to bury them so deep down. Another reason why I'm glad he did that is because now I can look back and realize why he was doing that. That just shows me he didn't just give up on me, but that he went through the effort of reminding me of those good memories. Now I know that those good memories are probably what he's held on to as well. And, that makes me really sad. I do feel guilty. It's still working on that. It also makes me happy and grateful that we had those memories, and now those are memories that I'm going to hang on to. I'm never going to let go of that. Number 7, this is a big one, and boy, I never understood this one, but my dad does not badmouth my mom. Really never has. I never understood why my dad wouldn't badmouth my mom. I mean, because I knew that she was talking so much shit about him behind closed doors, but he wouldn't even say anything about her other than, your mom loves you, your mom is trying to be there for you. That says a whole lot about who he is. That's made a big impression on me. It shows me he's the healthier parent, for one, and for two, it shows me that he has the ability within him to want the best for me. That's really important. Number 8, my dad has never made me feel responsible for his feelings. Never. My dad is not a very emotional guy. At least he doesn't display his emotions. Even when he was frustrated, upset, confused, he didn't make me feel responsible for it. And that is a complete contrast to my relationship with my mom. Number 9, there are many trips that I have not gone on in the past 20 years. But after every trip, my dad would bring me a gift, a memento from the trip. That was something that really caused a lot of cognitive dissonance for me. Like, wow, he's not mad at me that I didn't go on this family trip. In fact, he's brought me back a gift from the trip. What? That showed a lot, that he was able to, not hold it against me. Instead, he wanted to get me something to make me included in that way. Number 10, my dad always has tried to get me to laugh. Now, this might sound silly or goofy, a small thing, but it's really important. He has, throughout the years, all of these years, managed to get me to laugh. I remember I would laugh so hard sometimes, and then I'd have to quickly stop or cover up my smile. I would have to rein myself in and remember, it's almost like shutting down those doors inside of me, closing the windows, locking myself up like I'm a house. Remembering I'm not allowed to be happy with Dad. I'm not allowed to have this loving moment with Dad. But he would never stop. Just to experience laughter together and have a moment where we're both happy. In those little moments, I think the true me would peek out a bit, and then I would quickly have to go back into my shell like a damn snail. Now I'm myself around him, and I don't have to do that anymore. I'm free and I can be myself. It's nice. Number 11, my dad was always very focused on creating fun, exciting, and new experiences. In addition to those things on my list, I want to mention what my dad did right behind the scenes. And it mainly comes down to 2 things. My dad built a wonderful life for himself in the meantime. He has a great career, a loving marriage with my stepmom. He has focused on his hobbies. He has found joy and purpose in his life, and he loves his life. He was able to do all of that, and I'm so happy that he focused on himself, on building his most wonderful life. I see that as a good example for me now. I'm trying to build my most wonderful life, and I have that example. And that brings me to my last point, which might be obvious to some people. My dad never gave up. There were days where he was so freaking annoying to me for insisting on seeing me, calling me, talking to me. There were years when if my dad hadn't reached out, we might have missed out on some memories we had. You know, my dad never gave up. I think he came to a type of acceptance. I think there were periods of time where he was frustrated at me, maybe even angry, but for the most part, he managed to keep the blame where it is supposed to be, which is on the alienator parent. Now that we've reconnected, he truly does not hold it against me. I'm beyond thankful for that. Most of all, I'm beyond thankful that he never gave up on our relationship. He easily could have. He easily could hold all of this against me or be resentful. But instead, now I have a present father in my life. I talk to my dad now almost every day, more than any of my other family members. I see qualities in myself that I see in him, and I like that now. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you gained some insight, some knowledge, a perspective. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.